Baby boys are going out of fashion. For most of history, parents have wanted sons, as they traditionally inherited the family's name and its wealth. But in recent years, this bias for boys has dramatically decreased in developing countries, and in the rich world, people are even starting to prefer daughters. If you leave it up to nature, there are roughly 105 male birds for every 100 female ones. It's thought that this is an evolutionary response to higher male mortality. In the past, families tended to be bigger, so most parents ended up with a mix of sons and daughters. However, as families started to have fewer children, they could no longer assume they definitely have a boy. The spread of ultrasound in the 1980s gave parents a way to choose.
It looks like a
The result? A massacre of female fetuses in some parts of the world. According to The Economist's calculations, roughly 50 million fewer girls have been born globally since 1980 than you would expect. In 2000, the worst year, there were around 1.7 million more male births than would have been normal. Many of these missing girls are an unintended consequence of China's draconian one-child policy. When parents were only allowed one child and were desperate for a boy, they were more likely to abort girls. But since 2010, the number of missing girls has fallen dramatically. In developing countries such as Bangladesh and in parts of sub-Saharan Africa, there's now a desire for a mix of sons and daughters. And in the rich world, there's evidence of an emerging preference for girls. In South Korea, for example, the share of women who felt it necessary to have a son plunged from 48% in 1985 to 6% in 2003. Now, nearly half would prefer a daughter. In America and Scandinavia, couples are more likely to have multiple children if the early ones are male, suggesting that they're more likely to keep trying for a girl than a boy. Reasons for this bias vary. Girls are seen as easier to bring up. Traits seen as female are cherished. Many parents expect their daughters to look after them in old age. Meanwhile, the world has recently been exposed to a torrent of news about poor male behavior. At the moment, there's little evidence this new bias has led to the widespread abortion of boys. But other technologies for choosing a child's sex, such as sperm selection and genetic tinkering, are rapidly developing. In some countries, such as America, their use is legal. As they get cheaper, they may spread, so there's a chance in the future girls may outnumber boys, and no one knows what kind of society that might create.